In an ever-changing musical world, some bands soar to the heights of fame with a single song that remains in the collective memory of generations. Survivor, the band embodying the power of the anthem Eye of the Tiger, embodies this phenomenon like few others. Despite a long-term career and a repertoire consisting of solid rock compositions, Survivor is often called a one-hit wonder because of the huge success of their iconic track. The creation of Eye of the Tiger, the anthem for the movie Rocky III, is a story woven of luck, determination, and cooperation. The origins of this magnificent song lie in the director's vision, the band's passion, and the fusion of music and cinema. In the early 1980s, Sylvester Stallone was preparing to shoot the third part of his blockbuster Rocky. Stallone achieved huge success with the first two films, but for Rocky III he wanted something special, a theme that would reflect the spirit of his main character, Rocky Balboa, who faced the most difficult challenge. It is interesting to note that if it were not for Stallone, the song Eye of the Tiger might not have been. Initially, Sly wanted to voice Rocky III with the hit of the band Queen. Another One Bites the Dust. However, he failed to obtain the rights to their composition. It is known that Joe Esposito also offered his version called You're the Best, but the actor did not like it. And only after that, Tony Scotti, the head of the Scotti Brothers label, advised Stallone to familiarize himself with the Survivor band recording, namely the song Poor Man's Son, which hit the top 40. Sly liked the song and forwarded his order to Jim Peterick, one of the founders of Survivor. It was necessary to record a soundtrack no worse than Gonna Fly Now, which sounded in the first two parts of the film, as well as to attract the attention of a new, younger audience. Jim Peterick and Frankie Sullivan, who were the main songwriters of the band, readily accepted the challenge. At first, the musicians tried to slip the ballad Ever Since the World Began to the customer, but they failed. Stallone sent them a 10-minute promo video originally shot for the Queen song. After watching it, Peterick and Sullivan plunged into the throes of creativity. One of Stallone's requirements for the song was its sharp rhythm, which would fit the footage of boxing fights. That's how the famous hook riff was born, which Peterick composed while sitting in his car. But he didn't have to create from scratch. The resulting intro is a reference to the song Young Blood from Survivor's first album. The stunning guitar riff became the main highlight of the entire composition and is still included in the lists of the best riffs of all time. When creating the song, the musicians drew inspiration from themes such as perseverance, determination, and overcoming adversity, the central motifs of the Rocky franchise. It was the phrase from the film Rocky III symbolizing the unwavering concentration and perseverance necessary to achieve success in the face of insurmountable difficulties that became fundamental in creating the lyrics of the song. Sullivan came up with the first line of the text, and then everything went like clockwork. At first, the authors wanted to name the song Survival. The name Eye of the Tiger seemed too straightforward to them, but then they changed their mind. When the song began to take shape, Survivor went to the studio to record it. The atmosphere in the studio was palpable, fueled by the knowledge that they were creating something specially a song that could potentially transcend its cinematic origins and become a cultural phenomenon. The recording process was stressful but exciting. Dave Bickler's powerful vocals soared above the throbbing rhythm section, while the electrifying guitar playing added even more intensity. The band put their hearts and souls into every note, driven by a common desire to convey the essence of the indomitable spirit of Rocky. When Eye of the Tiger was finally completed, it exceeded all expectations. The song's infectious energy and inspiring message touched listeners all over the world, taking Survivor to new heights of fame and cementing their place in music history. After its release in 1982, Eye of the Tiger soared to the top of the charts, instantly becoming a classic and bringing Survivor a Grammy nomination. His inclusion in Rocky III further cemented his status as a hymn to triumph and perseverance, forever synonymous with the indomitable spirit of Rocky Balboa. Decades later, Eye of the Tiger continues to inspire and motivate generations of listeners. Its call for perseverance and determination is as relevant today as it was more than 40 years ago. And behind its appeal lies the story of the band, the film, and the creative spark that ignited the cultural phenomenon. Dear viewers, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss new releases.